Well, as previously vouchsafed unto you by Senior yours truly, the US elections will dominate the media this year. And to help you make sense of it, our North American political correspondent, Wanda Babcock, has put together this guide as to just how the electoral process works across the United States. Wanda.
Well, thank you, Sean. Well, to become a party's nominee for president, a candidate must win the support of the majority of delegates to that party's national convention. The delegates to the national convention vote for the nominee or candidate as determined by the outcomes of the state caucuses and primary elections. Now, the number of convention delegates who vote for these nominees or candidates is divided amongst the states proportionally. Now, most of these delegates are pledged to a candidate or nominee who wins the state's primary or caucus, but each party in each state has its own guidelines for awarding these delegates who vote for the nominee or candidate at the national convention. Now, some states divide their delegates proportionally. Some states select unpledged delegates who can vote for any candidate or nominee they like, regardless of the results of the primary or caucuses. Counting takes place to determine which Democrat candidate or nominee is the first to secure 2,183 votes from 4,364 delegates pledged or unpledged to the national convention, and which Republican candidate or nominee is the first to secure 1,191 delegates pledged or unpledged of the 2,380 elected to the national convention, before finally the candidate with most money is declared president.
And before we go to the break, the headlines so far.